Hello there, here's a little video about keeping Time Machine trim and healthy and everything like that, so you don't suddenly get error messages about backups and really awful things that you do not want to see when you're wanting to restore from a backup. Time Machine, you probably discovered it already. It's very easy to use, it's great. You just plug in a drive, switch it on, and you're good to go. The problem is that if you're anything like me, you find that you often end up with a lot of temporary files that are quite large, but I work in video, so I'm endlessly colour correcting things and whatever. And Time Machine, blessed, is backing all these up, but I really don't need them. And so when I delete them from my system, I don't want to feel that they're backed up in Time Machine, because I don't want to ever hit a situation where Time Machine suddenly says, "Yeah, I've run out of space and I'm going to have to, I don't know what to do, I need a bigger hard drive," and all that sort of stuff. So this is a little tutorial using a new feature in Mavericks that can help you around this problem. So let me just show you an example folder I've got here. I've got a few things in there. I've got some photos, a couple of documents, and some video files. Now, if I look at this in list view, I'm able to see a bit more information about them. And oh my goodness, look at these two temporary files here that I was working on. They're huge. That's like 70 gigs. And as I say, dear old Time Machine has backed those up. But I really don't want them anymore. So let's go and have a look at Time Machine. So I'll click up here, open Time Machine Preferences, and I can see I've got 266 gigabytes left of 1 terabyte. Now that's okay at the moment, but I could hit a point in the future, particularly if I'm dealing with lots of big files, and the downloads folder is a great example of this, because I often end up with a ton of things like disk images that I really don't want anymore, and I don't want them backed up. I'm never going to go back to them again, so there's really not much point in keeping them on Time Machine. So the first thing we're going to want to do is switch Time Machine off, because we don't want it to be interfering with us whilst we're doing our various deletion operations. So now that's off, let's close that down. I'll remember that I've got 266 gig free, and I'm going to go back to my folder here. So these are the two files that I want to get rid of. Now, if I just dragged them into the trash and then cleared it out and whatever, that would be great. They'd be gone from my system, but Time Machine would still have a backup from the last backup I did. They'd be in there. So let me show you what I'm going to do, and this is my little workflow I've come up with for getting rid of files permanently, even in Time Machine. So if I scroll down the Finder box here, I've got this new system in Mavericks of tags. So what I'm actually going to do is pick a tag that I don't use for anything else. So in this case I'm not using any of them, but I'm going to use red, and I just drag the files I want to delete and I pop them there. And that, as you can see, has now applied the actual red tags to those two files. Now by default in list view you're probably not seeing this tags here, but it's an easy thing to make it appear. Just right click somewhere along the bar here and then go down and tick tags so you're seeing tags. You can then sort by tags. So if I click the word tags, it's going to sort all the different tags into their various categories. Now in this folder, the only things that have got tags are these two files that I've tagged already. But what this means is that I can very quickly sort out a list, select both of those. I'll hold down Shift as well to click that second one, and then I can click up here and I can go Enter Time Machine. Now we'll whiz into Time Machine. Okay, and if I scroll back, I've got all these backups of those two wretched files that I really don't want to see anymore. I'll just emphasize again, this is only for files you categorically definitely do not want to go back to ever in the future. So what I do is I've got them selected, I can right click on them, I can say delete backups of those two items. It's going to say I'm going to permanently do this. Are you sure you want to do it? I say OK, and it's going to ask me for my administrator password, dom-de-dom-de-dom. I'll hear a satisfying little click sound that they've done. I mean, obviously, if you're doing lots and lots of files, it's going to take a while. I can just cancel that, and then I can actually delete the files for real. And I know that they have gone, and so have the backups within Time Machine. The reason I'm tagging them is literally so that I can sort them and select them really easily all at once, particularly if you've got other things in a folder that you don't want to delete and you do want to be in Time Machine. It's an easy way to select those and get them out of Time Machine. So there we go. Now I can empty my trash, and if I go back to my Time Machine preferences, we should see, yay, I've clawed back a whole load of space for stuff that I am never going to want to see again. So my risk of actually hitting some of those Time Machine errors that you might see when it gets full and people talking about online, they are obviously greatly reduced. So there we go. I hope that's been helpful.